behind every strong community is someone willing to build. Hello and welcome to Thriving at Altitude. I'm your host, Dave Donahue. Join me high in the Rockies as we explore conversations with entrepreneurs, community leaders, and local business owners who are building, growing, and thriving right here at Altitude. Welcome to Thriving at Altitude. Today we have Lauren Merrill, the owner and director and teacher at the Alpine Arts Center in Edwards, Colorado in the Riverwalk. Thank you for being here today, Lauren.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Tell us some of the story about coming from Long Island to Colorado originally.
Yeah. So I grew up on Long Island and I went to college in Michigan. I kind of started moving west. So I always felt a little bit more like a nature outdoorsy person than a Long Islander. My dad had until recently, had a ski shop on Long Island. And so I had the kind of business side of things through him. And then he kind of pushed me to, kind of go into the arts, but have a little bit of an idea of maybe some business sense into it down the road. And so anyway, I went to school in Michigan and then moved to Colorado to Boulder first. Was kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. And at the time I had kind of done a scientific illustration major for the beginning part of college, which was a little bit of science and art. And I thought that was going to be what I wanted to do because I liked both of those areas. But it ended up changing around. I got a graphic design major and then I decided I wanted to go into teaching. And so it's helpful to have all those different pieces still because, I kind of had the experience of learning all those different mediums and everything for teaching. It's great to just have diversity. But so I moved to Boulder and I started looking for teaching jobs and I got a job teaching art at Bell Mountain School in Eastvale. So that's what brought me out to the, Vail Valley area. And it was great. It was a great first job and just such a welcoming place. And besides the art piece, which was helpful to, get all that experience teaching K through 12 students, which helps a lot for, having an art center down the road, which I didn't know at the time.
Yes.
But it was really helpful to have all of that experience. And then also just like all of the community aspect of it and met a lot of great people through there and ski Fridays with the kids and hut trips and all that kind of stuff. So it was a really great job that then kind of after several years of being there, I was there for 5 years, but after several years of being there was just no art center in the Valley at the point.
Right.
And parents would come in and ask like where they could send their kids for after school classes. And I wanted to, be able to do my own art somewhere. I had a cat who would like get in the way every time I tried to do art in my house. He would step all over it. So, it just kind of was a natural progression to then start the art center, but initially Vail Mountain School is what got me here.
Great. And you had the teaching background, so that kind of flowed right into what you're doing now.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about any cat hair in your art now.
Kind of. I think it carries around wherever I go. But yeah, I think it would have been really hard to have been learning the business side of how to start a business at the same time as learning how to teach art classes. So it was really nice to have that separation because it's hard enough trying to learn how to run a business and all that stuff. I think I thought when I started the art center that within 6 months or so, everyone in the Valley would know that there was an art center here. It's it's a small town, That is so not how it goes.
But that was an organic progression of events that happened that led to where you are now.
Yeah.
And also the influence of the Eagle Valley Artists Alliance as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that was kind of way in the beginning as I was starting the art center. I just felt like I had all these connections with students that were younger from Bell Mountain School, but not so much I wasn't really that connected with the art community of more professional artists. And that was a really great organization that I was on the board for I don't know exactly how many years, but a bunch of years in the beginning. And it was great. We would plan art events all over the Valley. And that was kind of where I got the idea for Art Battle, which we'll talk about at some point.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, it was just a really fun group. And I met a lot of artists that way and learned about how to plan events through them and helped with a lot of events. And it was a cool organization to be, kind of as the Art Center was getting going, they really helped us a lot. Because I just don't know if some of these things would have taken off in the same way without having just like a really great group of people to support me at that point.
The community.
Yeah, the community, exactly.
Great.
So,
and you started in a different location than where you are now.
Yeah.
Also in Edwards, though.
Yeah, so we were up in the Edwards Commercial Park, which was great in terms of the space. We had so much space up there.
Right.
It was a little hard to get people up there.
Right, the parking, not as easy to walk to.
Well, people would call and be like, we can't find you, and we're at this, and for visitors that are here, tourists that don't know the area, they would be at every other shopping center except where we were, and we would be outside on our phone, like waving up here. So yeah,
right.
That was the only negative of that. But Riverwalk, where we are now, is so awesome. Also, just that it really feels like a community there. There's so many great businesses there. Being right next to the Bookworm, we do a lot of collaborative things with them, and so it's been a really nice transition to be in Riverwalk, where more people just walk by and see us now.
Right.
That didn't happen before. They had to know to come to us prior. So
exactly, it's like a good public open space.
Yep.
Riverwalk is great.
Yeah.
People can just stroll by.
Yeah.
And everyone from out of towners to kids to everyone that's just kind of cruising by can see what you're doing.
Yeah. We get a lot of the door opens and people are like, what is this?
And it smells like the art class from second grade.
Yeah, exactly.
And that can be a good thing, I think.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people involved and a lot of classes. Tell us about some of the classes that are offered over there.
Yeah, so because, we're a small community and there's not another full-on art center, there's some other things going on around the valley with art, but we just tried to have a big diversity of what we offer. So, we do classes and have programs for all different ages, from toddlers through adults, seniors. We do different mediums in terms of what we offer, and then also in terms of the level. I would say most of our classes are geared towards beginner intermediate, but we definitely do advanced programs, more like private lessons and things like that for artists that are coming in looking for something specialty. And the classes, we have regular classes on the schedule where you can kind of look on our event calendar and see something that's coming up and sign up for it for different ages. We do kids camps over vacations, and over the summer we do a lot of summer camps.
Yep.
And we do a lot of events and programs that evolve around events, both at the Art Center and then offsite around the valley. In Vail and Beaver Creek, we've partnered with a lot of the different towns and offer programs at different times of the year for that. Discover Vail, we do a once a month approximately class with them in different parts, and I'll tell you about that too.
Great. But you wouldn't need to have any experience coming in. If I wanted to come and take a class, I wouldn't have to have any prior experience in art to do that.
Yeah, not at all. And a lot of our classes are step by step. So we will walk you through step 1, step 2, step 3, and you can follow along or you can not. Sometimes we have people that come in with just really creative different ideas. We had one person once come in with a bag of gummy worms. That was really entertaining. Make a big gummy worm collage, which was totally unexpected. So it's always fun to teach those classes and to just see different creative twists on what we think we're going to be teaching.
Maybe there should be a gummy worm specific class.
Yes.
Someday.
We'll do that. I'm sure that would actually be pretty popular.
I think it would too. Or edible art.
Edible art.
Have we done any of that?
Well, we had summer camp theme was yummy art. That's a really fun one, where we did a combination of art about food and cakes and things like that, and then using it. So maybe they are decorating a cake or decorating doing pudding painting or something like that. So
gotcha.
there is a variety of that, but so we have our class programs, and that's one big part of what we do. Then we have drop-in art, which is another big part. And for drop-in, it's more independent. We have kind of a menu. When you come in, you can look at different project options, and obviously you can always adjust things, but that's kind of our standard start point. So you can do paint pottery, pottery wheel if you have experience, canvas painting. We have step-by-step instructions written out for a lot of our paintings, lots of crafts and things like that on there. So So you can come in and do drop-in art anytime we're open and just kind of, have fun with whatever you want to work on. And if you have a group of people, everyone can pick different things. So that's a nice option that we have, especially if you're just in town for, a day or a few days, or you have a guest in town and the class schedule doesn't always align. You can always come do drop-in art.
Great. What are the hours over there? What generally, when can people see things over there?
We try to update. We do update our hours on Google as like kind of the easiest way to see if there's any variation. Because sometimes during like off season we might change versus peak season. But a lot of times, for right now over the summer, it's been Monday through Saturday 11 to 6 and Sunday 12 to 5 as like kind of a general time frame.
Okay.
But if like for example, if you came in and wanted to do a private event with a group of people, and you wanted the entire studio, like we might have to adjust those and we would adjust it on Google. So as long as you kind of Google us and kind of check what's going on and we make sure it's updated there.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if I wanted to stop in, drop in, do some pottery, I could see Patrick Swayze, perhaps?
You could see Patrick Swayze and Bob Ross. We have Patrick Swayze poster. We have a big life-size Bob Ross you can take your picture with. We've got a Bob Ross wig. We have all different other things that you can use for some photo shoots and to just have fun at the end of it. But yes.
I definitely want some happy little trees and clouds in my life.
Yes. Squirrel on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of like a whole mixture of things. So different mediums that we offer, like painting, drawing, watercolor, printmaking, wood burning, glass etching, silk marbling was a kind of a fun new one that we started doing.
Too, even.
Jewelry. So we try to do like kind of any visual art, and some are more popular than others, but we do them kind of rotating around so that just to keep it fresh too. So
great. And there's a gallery environment.
Yeah.
And any artist that kind of fits the bill can just kind of maybe stop in and get a chance to put something on the wall in there?
Yeah, so it has to be local Colorado artists that we feature.
Great.
And we rotate around as people come and leave the valley, for example, or all different things. We have art supplies that we sell because Scully's used to be in the valley, and when they left, there was this hole of just not being able to find art supplies. So we have some art supplies and artists that show work in the gallery, like jewelers and potters, and we have prints and fine art from lots of local artists, and always love to have more. So definitely anyone can reach out, and as long as we have space or can make space or rotate things around, we try to change it up as much as we can.
Great.
So that's kind of like one side of the studio, and just really like all around the space, there's a lot of things that are around for inspiration that you can look at, and then also, most of them are available to purchase. So
take one home
with you.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So we have like the classes, the drop-in art, and then a lot of the events and parties and things like that, field trips, corporate events. So a lot of times people will come into the valley for like a corporate, ski trip, for example, and they're looking for, something to do either for the whole group or for like the spouses that are not in the middle of a business meeting. And so we'll do that kind of thing also. So,
great. Yeah. And you mentioned kids camp and
birthday parties.
Programs maybe when they're on vacation or summertime.
Yeah. So we do a lot of summer camps, especially vacation weeks. We have camps, and some of them are different themed. Some of them are different art mediums, like the teen camps are a little more specialty, where they might sign up for like a week of teen clay camp or drawing and illustration. The kids camps are more like sparkle, shimmer, and glitter is the theme coming up. Cool. And some things like that, or like Colorado Adventures will do projects where we're indoors and outdoors. Summertime, we do a lot of like outdoor, not just for kids camps, but a lot of outdoor programs. It's like such a nice time, and take advantage of all the scenery and all the art around us, and do a lot of classes like by the river or, like on people's decks if they're having us come to their house or their hotel room or something like that. So
you can take lessons on the road. You can take the creative process on the road.
Yep. Art on wheels.
Art on wheels.
We used to call it that. Now we just kind of do those programs offsite.
I'm still calling it that.
Art on wheels.
Cool. And you did mention art supplies. So Scully's is gone, unfortunately, but you guys are available, and it's not a huge space, but there's going to be some things you can walk into the brick and mortar store at Alpine Arts Center and buy off the shelf. And if you don't have something that someone needs, you can do a special order for them.
Yeah, so when Scully's closed and we wanted to kind of carry art supplies for the community, we started with kind of the staple items that we thought people would want the most. We also have a ton of like great little gift ideas, or like if you're staying at a hotel and you want like a to-go, we started making during COVID these local coloring books. So you can get a Vail-themed coloring book or a Vail-themed like coloring book stretch canvas to paint. So there's a lot of variation on what we have there, but we can definitely custom order things. For example, like if people are taking a class at Colorado Mountain College and have a supply list, or things like that have come in, and we'll just find stuff that everybody needs and place it with our next order. So
great. Yeah. And then there's an online presence now as well. You can order supplies online through Alpine Arts Center as well.
Yes. I would say the majority come in. It's something about art supplies. Unless you know exactly what you want, sometimes people like to touch them, see them, all that kind of stuff. So
that makes
the
sense.
Majority happens in the store. During COVID, we did a ton of different like to-go kits and things like that, and to-go supplies. We also started doing virtual classes, which was really cool during that time period, and something that I think could continue on, because we do them here and there from since COVID, where it's like, if you have a group that is across the country or across the world, like we can still teach an art class for you. So that was a pretty special thing that kind of evolved over something that, started out as a negative, turned into this really cool thing.
That's a great idea. And maybe you're onto something with international crowd, remote crowd. You could be huge in Japan.
Yep. I might need to learn some languages. But during COVID, my aunt and uncle and cousins, they're all in England, and like they were able to do our classes. Like that was pretty cool. So,
that is cool. Yeah. Amazing. So. I know there's some events coming up. What are some of the events that are coming up soon?
Sure. So, and this is kind of an example of something that we would do all the time, but we have a cocktails and clay class on Saturday, and we do this about once a month or so. We'll do a class where it's specific to, this is our Aspen vase. It's kind of a signature piece.
Cool.
You can carve a heart in it with your initials and give it as like a anniversary or wedding gift, or just like, anything fun. Put a heart with a veil as a souvenir.
Cool.
This is about half the size of what we normally do, but just to show, or you could do two smaller ones. So this is an example of like our social art event calendar.
Cool.
We do this. We have a paint your pet class coming up. We do those so often. So you can send in a photo of your pet and we'll get it transferred onto the canvas for you. And then you learn how to paint your pet.
Maybe I see them coming together where you could do a forest of those trees and bring the painted pets into the forest.
You could do that. I have all of these on my mantle, and they look really nice like that. You can turn it into a vase or a candle holder or something.
Very cool.
On Tuesday, we have an event as part of our Discover Vail art series. So this is going to happen at Avanti in Vail, and we are doing a printmaking tote bag project. So you can come up with your own stamps or use some that we have like these as examples, and you can print your own tote bag. So
great.
And these are part of our Discover Vail. So it's a discounted class, happens like out in the community in different locations. We did a bunch of programs in Vail this year. We also did programs up in Beaver Creek this summer. So there's a lot of things happening around the community. All will be on our event calendar. But this one's on Tuesday, should be fun.
Cool.
And then the one you know about.
Yes. The art battle.
So we have a big art battle event.
Yes.
This is an annual. And we're excited to have the Evolution and Dave come play. And so basically this started during Eagle Valley Artist Alliance when we were going back to that conversation.
Yes.
We used to do events with them, and we would have them all around the valley. We had some at the old art center space where we would just invite artists to come work in any medium. Some of them were particular themed, like Pro Cycling Challenge, and it was a cycling theme that we did up in Beaver Creek.
Great.
This event is open-ended, so artists can do absolutely
anything
that they want. They have 3 hours, and they're competing for your vote. As the public, when you come in as a spectator, you're kind of getting to watch the process that often happens kind of behind closed doors, right? Like you often don't see how an artist creates something. You just see it up in a gallery or a store.
No, that's interesting.
It's really cool to see the process of how these things are created. And that's kind of where this idea stemmed from. And so we've had all different artists over the years. I don't know. We still have some openings for this year, so I don't know exactly who we'll have this year, but, painters, woodworkers, ice sculptors, jewelers, potters, like anyone can be there, and you can watch their process, and then you get to vote on the winners, and there's prize money that is provided by Riverwalk for the first, second, third place artists.
Great.
So it's a block party feel. It's meant to, you can kind of come, hang out, listen to music.
Yep.
Before you all play, Lori and Lori duo are going to be performing.
Lori and Lori.
Yeah. And then Evolution.
We've really enjoyed the past 4 or 5 years there. It's such a great community and a great feel.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's kind of a buzz. And to see people go through all the booths and see the process.
Yeah.
And then something comes out of it, and there's a winner at the end of sort of the peer decided judges, right? The spectators get to judge.
Yeah. Yeah. So the spectators will judge while you're walking around and kind of checking out the artists. There's a booth in the front from Vail Valley Theater Company, and they're providing
shout out Vail Valley Theater Company.
Yes, drinks for donation, so you can get a beverage while you're hanging out, walk around, look at the artists, kind of check out their process, kind of like go around, check it out, and then see when you go back around where they've gotten to next, and you kind of see the whole evolution of it. Evolution.
Yeah.
Shout out to Evolution.
Shout out.
And so you can bid on the artist's work. So you can take home a piece of original art, not only just regular original art, but that you actually watched be created, which is really cool.
There's a time limit too,
There's
right?
a time limit.
What's the time limit?
It's 3 hours, and it's kind of like, the cooking shows you see online where it's like, all right, everyone start, and then you have till the end. And so they're trying to, create like the best piece they can in that 3 hour period.
There's always like a calm person that's like just finished perfectly, and then there's always a frantic, like kind of scrambling.
Several, yes, yeah.
I'm sure some of the art must be normally taking a lot longer than 3 hours.
Right.
So that's a different format for most people, but.
Yeah, and some things you have to kind of figure out, how can I make this medium that I normally work in like fit into a 3 hour period, and come up with ways to kind of adjust your process slightly. But but generally, yeah, it's fun. Sometimes artists are like have enough time that they can talk to you as they're working, and some of them are just like razor focused. So
right.
Yeah. And then we'll have a booth for the Art Center with some activities. So if you want to like actually make some of your own art while you're at the art battle, you can do something with us.
Perfect. And if you haven't seen any of this yet, and you're new from out of town, or you're kind of just maybe checking out Riverwalk for the first time, you're going to get a really good experience with that community the first time you get to go and see it.
Yeah. So it starts at 4:30. The artist battle component of it goes until 7:30. The music goes until 8:30. And during that last hour, we're counting votes and announcing the winners, and you're all playing, and everyone's dancing, and should be really kind of fun experience for everybody, and just like kind of has a little more of a city vibe brought up to the mountains, because it just has that cool artsy feel.
Yes.
A lot of the Riverwalk, different businesses that are our neighbors have like sponsored and have coupons, so you can come kind of check them out too while you're shopping, get some ice cream or smoothies
involved.
or something.
Yep. And it's so great to just see a whole block get shut down, and just the party atmosphere is so fun.
Yeah. So we're excited for that, and it's always like a highlight kind of end of summer celebration. And
don't say that. I love the summer here.
I mean, it continues on into the fall.
Of course.
But so we're excited for that coming up, and we just do lots of events like this throughout the year. We'll have holiday markets and things like that. So on our event calendar, there's a lot more.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's coming up for the future? Any sort of ongoing plans, or plans to expand or change anything, or it's pretty good as it is right now?
Yeah, I mean, people ask us a lot, especially coming up from Denver. People are always like, will you open one of these in Denver? Because I think there's a lot of art centers that have one particular focus. Like, for example, like paint pottery. There are studios that will do paint pottery, or there's places that are like the canvas and cocktails kind of thing where they focus there. And I think that the fact that we have all these different things keeps it really vibrant and fresh. So we've definitely been asked. I could change my mind, but right now, kind of as things are evolving, I really like not feeling spread thin and just being able to really kind of devote to this community where I live, and for sure surrounding areas. We'll travel distances, like we'll go to Aspen and do programs or Telluride or whatever, and I think throughout driving distance we definitely can explore. But as far as having like another physical space, I don't see that happening, but who knows?
Yeah.
As there's like lightning and thunder outside.
We're getting our monsoon rains.
Rain is good, right?
It is good.
But, I think that we can expand in other ways, like just by offering new programs in the community. We try to bring in new art mediums when things kind of evolve, and there's constantly new things that are getting requested to us by gummy worm art. We did silk marbling. That was one that started maybe, I don't know if it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but something that we hadn't done ever before. And I saw it at a festival, and we decided to start doing that. So we now do a lot of silk marbling and hat marbling, and it's a really cool process, kind of like hydro dipping, if you've seen that.
Yeah, that's where you're dipping an arm in sometimes, but usually an object. And not like a hat or a scarf or, something like that. So that's been really fun. We do a lot of those out around town. And we just are always looking for new ways either to bring in new mediums or, work with different groups that maybe haven't been in before. And I think that's maybe where more of the expansion might come from. But you never know. I can't, who knows what will happen tomorrow. So I think especially with art, you just want to make sure that things really stay fresh and exciting. And so like if anything starts to not feel that way, we would make changes. But for right now, I feel like every day is completely different when I come into work. And I think a lot of the people that work at the Art Center feel that way. It's like you might have an adult group come in one day, a little kids group come in for a birthday party the next day, and just the drop-ins from different all over the country and the world. And so it feels fresh even without having to expand in that way. It is. It's a fresh community.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking of all the people involved. As you mentioned, the staff too. So many different people and so many artists. The Valley's like a mecca for artists and healers and musicians, even though you might not see that right away if you're like on vacation here, but we know there's that community, and the center of it is Alpine Arts Center.
Oh, thanks.
And you have such a great staff and program, and you've gotten a chance to really refine it. And why change it?
Right.
You know?
So, maybe at some point there's a reason, but for right now, I mean, I think that it seems like things are going really smoothly, and we just want to kind of keep meeting new people and keep trying new things and just like be exposed to stuff. So many times our customers are the ones that come in with this idea, like we'll make a sample for a class, but somebody will do something during the class that we're like, ooh, that's even more exciting than our sample. And you can shift things around, and that's how art works. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you want to tell the crowd? Or we're going to look for you on Instagram. We're going to look for you on the website, little Facebook, and we'll just make sure that we keep up with what's happening.
Yeah, I would say just, definitely give it a shot. Come in, do some art. A lot of people don't think of themselves as like an artist, but really everybody can be creative and have fun with it. And it's all about the experience and having a good time. And, if your 5th grade art teacher scarred you for life, like give it another chance. We've had a lot of people come in and be like, I don't know why I stayed away from art for so long. I just had this one experience that, really scared me or really like intimidated me to continue doing it. And I should have done this sooner. And it's just, it's a welcoming place. We just want everyone to have fun. So come visit us or do your art some other way, but just art is an awesome thing to have in your life. So
getting in the right brain is so relaxing.
Yeah.
And it's a coalition of the willing. It's like you're volunteering yourself for something that's going to stick around.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, stick around. Lauren, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. This was awesome. Thanks for having me and for doing this for the community. It's a pretty cool thing you do.
Awesome. Well, keep thriving, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you have any questions about any of our guests or want to be part of the show, please email me at davedonahue@kw.com. Feel free to reach out.